Leader Fan Radio Network.
Excuse me?
And KFAN.com. 1 minute and 57 seconds past the hour of 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. We welcome you to a Thursday edition of the Afternoon Aardvark. My name is Dan Barreiro, former Inkster Wretch newspaper of the Twin Cities. Guardsy produces the show, and we are delighted you are along for today's probably very bumpy ride this evening between 3 and 6:30 tonight. Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line has indeed been rebooted, and the first text to come in is from Endless Summer Guy, Guardsy, who writes, "Where are the podcasts from yesterday? I'm missing my Kessler fix."
I know.
You announced the, you tried to go full pelf on it.
I tried.
Last night.
Yeah.
Still no relief?
Not at the moment.
Really?
Not at the moment. Where something's going wrong with how things are being... It could be. I don't know. And we're working on it. Yeah, we've got the right people involved.
Okay.
Apparently Blakemore was having some issues last night. I was grinding last night in here.
Really?
Because it was kind of like the construction.
Yeah.
The first way wasn't working.
Oh, and you have alternatives that often save you.
And then that one got Cedar Laked. I couldn't get that one to work.
Yeah.
And it's like 6:55, and I'm like, I don't know that this is going to work. So that's when I put out the full pelf and been texting with the boss all day to try to figure it out.
Yeah. Well,
we're working on it. We know that it's frustrating.
Yeah. We know how people depend on these.
Yeah.
We are aware that we're keeping, in many cases, people alive with these podcasts, and as a result, we take it very, very seriously.
Yes.
So it's not for it's not for lack of effort, I guess is the best way to put it. And if there is an update, we'll attempt to keep you
for sure
posted. We are opening up the inbox today. What time do we need to open that? What's your schedule now? You're abandoning
regular time, 4:30.
4:30 is okay?
That's good. Right. I think I can stay through the top 5.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go 4:30 on inbox. And if you want to get in on the fun, plenty of time. I think each week we're almost gobsmacked with how creative our writers have gotten. I think it took time maybe for them to get their sea legs, understand the bit, and now they do. And now they know the bit better than we do.
It's true.
And another opportunity for you to contribute at 4:30 today is when we'll start the letters. So email Guardsy, jg@kfan.com. My old buddy Tim Collishaw, former colleague of mine at the Dallas Morning News many, many decades ago, we're going to try to mix him in a little bit more often. We had him on about 2 months ago. Was that the last time? Was that the Kyler Murray?
Yes.
Character assassination?
Yeah.
Was that one?
Yes, it was.
He's back tonight. And with Tim, we'll talk maybe some Kyrie Irving stuff. Maybe he'll want to apologize about his Kyler Murray stance on the basis of how great Kyler looked that first day of minicamp.
Unbelievable.
And we'll probably cover some other ground. Collishaw is a legend in Dallas now, and of course he was on Pardon the Interruption for no, that's Kornheiser and Wilbon.
He may have co-hosted.
He might have actually. That's true.
Yeah, Around the Horn.
He was on Around the Horn forever, right? Very successful program. Still hasn't really been replaced, I don't think. And that gave him kind of a little bit of a national identity. So people like every time we have him on. So Timmy will be on, scheduled for 5:30 tonight for sure. I mentioned off the top of the program that we are indeed your tiki-taka with a twist leader. As each day goes by, I continue to be astounded at the layers that are apparently related to the offensive style being deployed by this brand spanking new version of the U.S. men's soccer team. It apparently goes well beyond anything we've seen before. I mean, I think our last World Cup appearance, did we score four goals the whole tournament? I think we only scored 3. We had 4.
Interesting.
Against Paraguay, correct?
We did, Friday
night.
We're
back in action tomorrow during this show against the hated Aussies. Australia is the opponent this time around. And we come to find out that it's more than a pleasing aesthetic style, more than an Americanized version of tiki-taka. Apparently we are deploying, well, I'll just use the quote from the Paraguay coach after the match. I didn't see this originally. This is from Gustavo Alfaro, or Alfaro. And he apparently told the media jackals afterwards he recognized not just the style that the U.S. team was deploying, but the shape. You know about this?
I don't.
The shape.
I'm intrigued.
The shape. Here it is. Here's the quote from Gustavo. They were setting up a Pentagon to build attacks. We're deploying the Pentagon. Now, this is small p. This isn't like the military Pentagon.
Okay.
This is apparently lowercase p, but I guess it's part of the deal. Now, I didn't even know the Pentagon existed in soccer. Did you?
No, it makes sense, though, I guess, as a structure.
It's apparently a tactical structure that he says he saw. In the story I read, one of them, they lay out who's where. I don't know that we need to necessarily go into that, but Alfaro says that that's where they ultimately create a numerical advantage. They're a team that presents many challenges because they have answers for every problem. The Pentagon, when properly executed, apparently, I'll ask Blakemore later if he's ever heard of it. He's the soccer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Allowed the Americans to press the ball, regain possession, and attack again. And then I even got a diagram here. The Pentagon, they're calling it. So at the top of the Pentagon was, is it pronounced Folarin Balogun? What's the name of the striker who's got 2 goals?
We'll have to ask Brett on that.
Balogun. He got 2 of the U.S. goals. Behind him, he had Weston McKennie on the right and Christian. What's the name of the injured guy? Pulisic. The team's primary playmaker on the left. Then further back, Malik Tillman and Tyler Adams formed the base in midfield. It's a perfect Pentagon. It's unbelievable. That's how heavy and deep this is getting. So
it's the $5 million Pentagon is what it is.
It is.
With our coach.
Well, here's the theory. The theory is that, because I always ask, I think the obvious question is, well, does any system matter if you don't have enough talent?
Right.
And what I keep being told by the soccer community is, athletically speaking, the U.S. has had good to very good talent, or talent viewed as better than average. But it didn't seem to have a system that was developed, properly implemented. So, again, I got to believe you got to have people who can be good in the Pentagon,
right,
who can be decent with tiki-taka, but it appears maybe we finally, because it can't be the first time we've had a coach to say, well, they need a system, right? That doesn't make any sense to me, because it's always a combo platter, right, of X's and O's and talent.
And Johnny's and Joe's.
Yeah. But apparently this time, there's something, maybe it's the way our coach conveys it, explains it, coaches it, what he demands out of it. I don't know. It's all those things. But now, as far as our guy Pochettino is concerned, I'm excited that it's not just tiki-taka or our version of tiki-taka. It's the Pentagon.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on the shape.
Well, I'm going to now.
Do we know what a Pentagon is shaped like?
Well, I think we do. It's got 5 sides.
Very good.
Yeah.
I was just testing you there.
I know. Trust me.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, about the system. I always remember criticisms, and maybe I'm just misremembering. People never liked the systems that we ran for what we had. They never thought it was like a good combo.
A good mesh, yeah.
Blakemore, again, can probably be a better authority, or 64686, Brad, Sean, Brian, KFAN text line. But you're right, and this I think is the best way to distill it for people that might not understand it, that have lived here for a long time. Phil Jackson ran the triangle offense.
Correct.
With Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, all those guys. Kurt Rambis also ran the triangle with Johnny Flynn, Al Jefferson, Ramon Sessions. I mean, who go down I'm trying to even remember some of the forgettable players there.
And it seemed different?
The results, I'd have to go back and look. I don't have my Wolves media guide with the construction.
You don't recall any playoff runs?
No.
Okay.
Certainly not championships.
Yeah.
Not 12 rings. I don't think Rambis wrote a book called 12 Rings.
Yeah.
So it does matter who you have, but the best of all worlds is when you have the best system that matches up with your talent and your personnel. And hopefully that's what we have here.
How much of so what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow is signs of the Pentagon. And I almost see, I'm not good on spatial relations, so I'm almost, I think, going to have to they're going to have to stop the video for me.
Well, just pause it. Yeah,
you'll have to
pause it on your own.
And I don't know if I'm that committed to the bit, but
now people are going to do it for us.
like it. I like that. Now, the danger of hearing about our version of Tiki Taka, Pochettino blubbering when he watched Miracle, the Pentagon, is there's got to be a payoff. Now, a payoff, I don't think has to mean winning at all.
No.
It would be tremendous. But it probably has to mean...
Would that be a bigger miracle than the 1980 Miracle? That's my ESPN edition.
Well, let me just say this. You don't want to hear the answers that are going to be coming into the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line in moments. Because you just crossed a line with that question, just asking it, for which you might not ever be forgiven in the hockey community.
Good thing I'm leaving at 5:15.
I think it's a good day.
Maybe I should leave earlier.
646-86 if you want to get in on that. It's not a bad question, actually, and maybe we can even discuss it later. But as I said, the hockey community would think it's sacrilegious to ever compare that religious event.
And I probably tend to agree.
To anything else.
But we don't even play this sport in our country. Like, hockey's like one of our sports. We should be good at hockey.
What do you mean? We do play this sport in this country.
I know, kind of.
From the age of 4.
Yeah, well, until you're priced out.
Yeah, well,
you got to pay $10,000 to play 5-year-old travel.
Yeah. Well, again, but I keep hearing talent's not our issue. So we'll see. But what I'm leading to is this is going to be a rude awakening with all these themes that have already been advanced early that are fun to think about. Interesting.
Yep.
If we get killed, like we get clocked by Australia 4-0.
You're right.
And we don't even make it out of the knockout round. Oh,
totally.
There's going to be a lot of jokes there.
Yes, there will be.
So, Rose Bowl guy checking in. We can run the Pentagon because we finally have the speed and passing accuracy to make it work. More players developing in European leagues than we've ever had makes it easier to install. That's from Rose Bowl guy who always, of course, has a row the boat right before that. Dan Minnesota, the Pentagon? Isn't that what Herb Brooks called his system they used to beat the Russians at their own game? Well played by Dan Minnesota. Let's do this. Let's try to stay on schedule today. I mentioned inbox at 4:30, Tim Collishaw, 5:30. We got a lot of other stuff, as usual, that's kind of stuck in my craw, including, are you ready? Are you prepared for the Super El Nino?
Oh, geez.
Not just the El Nino. It's not
I remember
enough.
that as a kid.
The Super El Nino. Are you prepared? You have no idea what you might be up against. Stay tuned.
You're listening to Barreiro.
All right, Guardsy, help me understand something. We'll get to some texts here in a minute. Because I'm not very good at following the trials and tribulations as it pertains to regional sports networks and teams, our local teams, connecting to outlets to make their product, their team's games, available as readily and as often as possible. Now, there's a part of me that likes to think or wants to believe that in 2026, with the endless number of ways to watch, it should be easier than ever, even if it can get confusing to know which team is on which channel at which network or streaming app, whatever the case may be. But I'll give you an example from last night. Lynx back in action. Was it the Sparks last night?
Yes.
It was the Sparks.
In L.A.
Okay. And again, We tried to tell you a few weeks ago about Olivia Miles. It's happening right in front of us.
She's going to win the MVP,
It's insane. Yeah. I think she was 12 for 15 from the floor last night.
That's efficient.
12 for 15. I want more assists from her. I'm greedy, though. I want my perfect Olivia Miles game is 24 points, 8 assists. Couple of steals, whatever the case may be. I want the assists to be higher. What were her assists last night?
I'm pulling up the box score because
it was low again. Yeah,
she scored 24 in the first half.
She did.
I mean, I'm not going to get
she had 24 with like 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was going to be a game where she's going to end up with 50. And then I think she got pulled with about 4 minutes to go. Big lead, right? The Sparks are not very good right now, I don't think.
They're a game below 500 now.
Okay.
She had 4 assists.
4 assists ain't bad. And again, assists is a weird class, stat because some of it is
right.
You get the ball to the right place, but somebody's got to make the shot.
Like
right?
Julius Randle, the game where he created 15 open shots,
That's true,
according to Finchie, and nobody made a shot.
Okay, so there is not any question in my mind I did the old let's Google links on TV last night. I want to check with you that I wasn't getting the right answer because what came up when I Googled it for links on TV last night, options, was the WNBA package.
League Pass. Yep.
That's it. There wasn't a streaming outlet available. And again, do they not have a regional component a la the old days, right? What was before FanDuel? What do we call it?
It was Bally. It was Fox Sports North.
Things. Does that component simply not exist, period? Does it not exist for them? Are they not trying to create that kind of symmetry? Where are we with, what we all kind of got used to, which was a regional outlet that would give you certainly the Wolves and the Lynx.
Yeah.
We thought almost, and I feel like last year, wasn't every Lynx game on, or am I exaggerating that?
No, you're probably not, but that's because there was a regional outlet that could do it. Okay. FanDuel would do it.
So we have no outlet.
FanDuel's dead.
Yeah.
FanDuel ceases to exist in that regard now.
And no one has filled that vacuum yet?
Not in a regional sports sense. They stream their home games.
Yes.
On their own thing that they have created. And I'm struggling to find the name. I'm trying to find the email that has put it out there. But they have their own app, their own streaming service that does all the games for free.
Well, I guess all I'm leaning towards is I'm not here to cast aspersions or even lay blame, but this is sad that this is their current reality. Because, again, what Miles has created in a very short period of time is the kind of, I'll use it, gravity that means a lot of folks who may not have ever thought more than a minute or two about watching Minnesota Lynx basketball might be curious enough to say, let's turn it on for a while. Got nothing else to watch tonight. Maybe if it's even for a quarter, or 10 minutes, whatever the case may be, that it's a shame that barring getting the league pass, which I don't do with any sports anymore, there's no automatic where, if you want it, it's there. You don't have to go to it.
Right.
But home or road, boom, it's there right in front of you. That seems like a miss to me. Doesn't it?
Agree. Totally. By the way, the Lynx did announce a partnership with LaCroix Sparkling Water a few months ago. I don't know if they do the top thing that you do. I'm looking through press releases to try to find
possible exactly
what it's called.
So Victory Plus, is that a couple people are saying that's what it's called? Is that true?
We can go with it. I don't remember.
A free streaming service app. So would that mean last night's game would have been available on Victory Plus? I don't think so because you got I don't think Sloan and Leah B were there, the people that do the games. Exactly. Yeah, so I think the League Pass would have been the LA version of it. And previously, didn't we do all Lynx games on the radio? We did. And that is no longer an option, not because we're not willing to broadcast them. Correct. But because the Lynx / whoever, ownership, management, whatever, they've chosen to not do it. Correct? They technically that's on them. Don't have a radio broadcast anymore. Right. Because when they do the broadcast on the radio, it's typically the simulcast of Sloan and Leah B. There's something wrong with all these pictures because the announcement just came down, I think, yesterday. we're expanding from 44-game season this year to 50.
50
next year, and they even go beyond that at some point. Hell, we've gained 10 games in no time, right? Because weren't we 40 a year or two ago?
Yeah.
Now it's 44.
Growing. Yep. Teams are popping in now.
And next year it's going to 50. Yeah. So it feels like that's going one direction and all this stuff. Now, I know some of this has to be worked out, and maybe there are some big plans there, but how do you not? I don't know. I mean, if the whole game is we are achieving new levels of popularity and seriousness, and we want to be taken seriously, how can you make that proclamation if you don't have a radio part? You don't have the somebody in place to broadcast said game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I know that's expensive, I guess, but isn't that part of the growth process that you have to accept?
Growing the game.
So, to me, if I'm Cheryl Reeve, if I'm members of that team, if I'm Lynx fans, I'm asking questions of management or ownership a little bit, right? And saying, what? I don't understand. We're kind of sending a mixed message here, aren't we? A little bit about wanting this to be bigger and bigger, and we want to see let people know how important this is to us. And yet, in some ways, it feels like it's harder to get there, to get to the damn thing, right?
League Pass, by the way, for the record for the WNBA for the whole year, where you can watch basically everything,
right,
is $40. So for the diehards that want to watch every game or make either links or
that's
otherwise.
That's not a bad price.
No, it's a very good price.
It's actually a good price. It's a terrific price compared to NBA.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now, again, there's fewer games, right?
That's true, too.
About half as many.
You're right.
Fewer teams. But that's at least there if you are frustrated by it and are interested in making sure you can catch every game, even if it isn't your home broadcasters. Yeah. Because even when they had the RSNs, the regional sports networks, Marnie and whoever was doing it with their Leah or Sloan,
right?
The road games, they weren't traveling. They were usually doing it from back here, but at least they were broadcasting.
Well, somebody's saying they heard it last night on the Fan or on 100.3.
Yeah. Was it on last night?
That's what they said. I thought you didn't think they were there at that game. Now, does that mean occasionally, if necessary, you use the feed of the home team?
I wonder.
Is that it? There's too many open questions here that need to be resolved. Now, somebody said Victory Plus, it was on last night.
Good.
But then somehow it's got to get out to a place where when I Google, how do I watch this game, that option is told to me, right? And it didn't. League Pass is the only thing that came up. Here's the other thing. Pete apparently used the app yesterday, he describes the video quality as choppy. But the audio is okay. Well, see, even it shouldn't be. This is 2026. None of those things should apply at this point, right? Shouldn't it be the best of the best at this point?
You would hope so.
Yeah. I just think we'll see where it goes. But I mean, the Lynx have, to a certain extent, always been a national WNBA story, right? For many, many years with their series of titles, right? Have we had 4 or 5? I can't remember. I think we won 4. Yeah, and it's been every other year right through that stretch. Yeah. And we haven't won one in a while. It's been a while since our last one, though.
Well, okay. I mean,
well, no, I'm not calling for anybody's head. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying we had the one stolen from us.
Oh, you're counting that one?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, get a rebound is what I would say. One rebound.
Would it have mattered? The commissioner's wearing a Skyline dress.
Well, in any case, they're very quickly going to become the national story again this year because, especially in basketball, men or women, an individual player becomes galvanizing. It's a team sport, but because only 5 play at a time, that's why teams go to tanking, frankly. That's why teams go to these extra steps to say, no, you don't understand. One player can transform our franchise. And that's what, she's looking like, right? I mean, so far, and again, I keep waiting for her to hit a lull. It's inevitable as teams pay more attention to her. But all the signs here are that this is a story that's not going to go away, and it's going to get bigger and bigger as time goes on. So maybe we'll get more information on Victory Plus. But yeah, they're saying, a couple people are saying they listened to the Lynx last night on the Timberwolves channel on iHeart.
Okay.
So maybe we need to get my information, our information straight on exactly what is even the case here, because I do think it's confirmed that the broadcast crew does not go to all games. That's what I've been led to believe.
I know that's been the case in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like for sure this year.
We'll see. Is this the same Victory Plus the poll ads tried to force down our throats 20 years back? No, I don't think so. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Steve saying, sounded like a home links radio broadcast to me yesterday. So we'll see. So part of it, I guess, is maybe Victory Plus is not established enough yet where it's automatic that you're going to know when they offer up, okay, here's how you can get to this game.
Right.
It's not always showing up as being part of the deals. All games that are not on national TV are on Victory Plus for the links, according to 763 Guy. The app is free, and it works pretty well. You are welcome. So
that's what we were looking for.
That's exactly what we were looking for.
So now we got to get you Victory Plus.
So Victory Plus is simply an app.
Pretty much. Yep.
What do you say? Pretty much.
Well, I don't know for sure. I don't have it because I either listen.
So it's like you go to the App Store. And then let me look for Victory Plus.
I'm not the guy for follow-ups here. I don't want to give. I've already given you bad info, or info that I thought was right. I don't want to give you any more.
Same way the W wants to be like the NBA, but don't you dare compare two rookies. Well, yeah, that's true. We can't do that. We were told off of that, right?
We were.
Yeah, that's a throwback to
AZ Fudd.
Fudd, who is a very good player, I think.
She's going to be fine.
What do you think is actually the odds that Miles wins MVP? I don't know, because I'd have to spend a little bit more time on who some of the other big candidates would be.
You'd have to get League Pass. You'd have to start with League Pass.
Maybe that's true. That's true.
But she's legit, in the last 2 weeks, entered that conversation.
Yes. Well, the hard part for me is I'm losing track because the seasons are getting longer. So what are we playing this year? 44 games? And we've played, I think this is a 44-game season, going up to 50 next year.
We've played 15.
We've played 15, so let's do the math on that. That's a third.
Yeah.
We could figure that out. So that's probably enough. It's not 10 games. It's like, it's not that many more than 10, but if it's a third of the season, everything is miniaturized, right? With the way the WNBA schedule works. And it's automatic, so let's do the math on that. That's a third.
Yeah.
We could figure that out. So that's probably enough. It's not 10 games. It's like, it's not that many more than 10, but if it's a third of the season, everything is miniaturized, right? With the way the WNBA schedule works. And it's automatic on one pretty obvious basis that she would have to be in the conversation already. The Lynx are playing, they got gutted to a certain extent. Now they subtracted, but some stuff was subtracted from them. They added, but they're still without arguably the second or third best player in the league, right? Nafisa Collier, certainly most accomplished top three. She hadn't played a minute. And yet they have the best, I think they still have the best record in the league. Vegas was close to them after Vegas beat them the other day, but I think we're still ahead of Vegas, aren't we? Maybe. Well, I'll double check that. But my point is, they're at the top or near the top of the standings.
Correct.
Without one of the best players in basketball, therefore, let's see, what's changed about this club? Well, this rookie point guard looks pretty good. Numbers speak for themselves. Eye test speaks for itself. So, yeah, she's got to be in it already. Now, if it changes quickly, if the Lynx slump and suddenly they lose 8 out of 9, or come back to the pack and are closer to a 500 team, then that will be where she loses. But generally, when we evaluate most valuable, that's what we're talking about, right? Well, what's the team doing? Well, they've been the first place team so far in the entire league for most of the season without Nafisa Collier even being apparently close to playing.
Right. She leads them out of the tunnel, and then she does the dance that they always do after the game, and that's Nafisa Collier's contribution so far this year.
Let's try to be a public service here. Victory Plus can be found by going to your smart TV app store and searching for it. I have a Samsung TV, right, 612 guy, and just added it last week. 100% confirmed that last night's Lynx game on Victory Plus was done remotely.
Yep. That makes sense.
What does that mean?
That Sloan and whoever she was with, I don't know if it was Leah B or not, because Leah B's blown up. She's doing USA stuff, national stuff.
Right.
That means they were here doing the game off monitors.
Yeah.
That's typically what Marnie'd been doing for the road games.
I know. Yeah. Well, again, that's when you're sending a mixed message. You can do it, but then you can't get too high out on your horse about lack of coverage, or are we going to go big time with this the way we do everything else? Because that's not big time. Sorry. Now,
it's confusing too.
There's some men's, I think there were even a couple baseball teams that were doing that, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not unprecedented post-COVID, but it's still not. I don't think it's a good look.
So I've got the press release about Victory Plus. It took me a million years to find it. Apologies. And I want to read. You
can get it on your Roku, too, apparently.
There you go.
Roku. You're a big Roku guy.
Love Roku.
Yeah.
The deal will deliver free streaming access to all locally distributed Lynx regular season and preseason games. Because they have a lot of national games, right? Ion,
That's
CBS.
the advantage. But somebody's bitter about that. Rob writes that Ion covers 28 Lynx games nationally. That's sixth most in the NBA. Fever have all 44 games on national TV. No surprise there. Mm-hmm. Even the Chicago Sky have 29 on national TV. What's up with that? If that's accurate information, I don't know. I can't answer it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm looking at their schedule because, on this schedule, they make it very clear where every game is, which is helpful. The one on links.WNBA.com. Because they do bounce around. Because when I was just going game by game, a lot of the options just said, like what you said, League Pass. They didn't have the Victory Plus designation. But, for example, you just take a look at there, if I scroll all the way back up. Where am I here? Sunday, June 21st. It's on NBA TV, but it also says it's on Victory Plus. Next Wednesday, Victory Plus. Next Sunday, CBS Paramount. Ion on Friday, July 3rd.
And this is where? This is on their Lynx, on the Lynx website.
Yeah, on the Lynx website.
That's good to know. That's fair.
If you go to the full schedule, it designates where every single game is. And my understanding is every game that's Victory Plusable, for the most part, is also on KFAN. Like when they don't have a local Victory Plus broadcast, we don't have a radio broadcast available to us. We can't pop into Ion.
Exactly.
We can't pop into CBS.
So that we are prisoner to that. Not that we would not be willing. We got the bandwidth to do it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be, we got to have something to broadcast. And this is what you're describing. In those situations, we don't.
Exactly. So when people wonder, people wonder, why isn't there a radio broadcast? Typically, it would be because there's not a Victory Plus stream that we would also carry. Because that's what we did for the Wolves. People probably could figure that out.
True.
It was, if Horton was doing TV, Alan Horton, that was typically, I guess it was FanDuel still, because that was the last part of it. Horton and Jim Pete doing the FanDuel broadcast that we were simulcasting. When the game was national TV, which the Timberwolves had a lot of them, Alan went back to radio.
True.
And did it
That's
like
right.
he's done it for, I think, 19 years. So we had that option available to us.
But he was there, wasn't he?
What's that?
He was at the game.
Yes, he was there.
He was there. He was doing it from there, not from a studio.
He was at the games.
Okay.
So that's the difference between the Wolves and the Lynx is when it's a national TV game, we don't have a standalone radio broadcast like we did last year when Sloan Martin did it and did every game from on site.
Correct.
For the radio, which was great.
To me, that's you got to find a way to do that. Just get the VC Plus box. Every channel, every movie, one-time fee of $300.
We've heard about that.
No monthly subscriptions. That's illegal. It's one of those illegal things, isn't it?
It's a little scary It's
quasi-illegal.
Yeah, well, it feels gray. It feels like it's a gray area at best, and that's typically not where you and I like to live.
Somebody wants to blame this on the poll ads. I don't think we can put this on the poll ads in this case.
No, we cannot.
I don't think. We can try.
No.
I don't think we can do that. Some people are reacting to the question you threw out, even though it might be a bit premature. If the U.S. were to win the World Cup, the Stanley Cup trophy, the World Stanley Cup trophy, would that be a bigger upset than the hockey miracle of Lake Placid? So we may try to get into that a little bit. Dr. Dan's Inbox is coming up in about 50 minutes. Tim Collishaw is going to join us at 5:30. We've got perhaps a Dunaz to get to and some ranting. Stay tuned.
Let Bumper to Bumper help your business. Reach engaged listeners every evening during their commute home. Email us at marketing@kfan.com to learn more.